Hey guys, it's Robin. Um, I've been asked by several people to do a video about my weight loss. Um, a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, I weighed well over 300 pounds. And I couldn't have done it without God. It was a, it all started in a particular dark period in my life. Um, and I know I've said this in previous videos that all of my life I had been praying to God, praying and praying and praying, and I wasn't doing it right. But I didn't realize that. And all of a sudden, I just got this sudden thought and knew in my heart all the time that I was trying to wait for God to help me. He was standing there with his hand held out to me, saying, Robin, come on, take my hand. Let me lead you. And when I did, amazing things started happening. One of them was the weight loss. He started working on me big time. I started cooking my food differently, for one thing. I didn't fry in all that grease. I had an air fryer. Excuse me. I had an air fryer that I dearly loved, and it had two shelves to where I could cook meat on one and vegetables on the other. And I had that, and then I had a blender, and the blender would do the smoothies, and I would make my own almond milk and stuff like that. But on the other side of the blender were the dials so that you could cook. I made my own applesauces and different things, and I could make them the way I wanted to, which was sugar free. We need to honor God. We need to choose to eat His life-giving foods, to keep our temples strong and healthy, so that we can do the things that He wants us to do, so that we can serve our purpose. Pray for supernatural health that only God can give, to fight those cravings, to be able, to find different creative ways to be able to get the fresh foods. I can't say enough. I had an air fryer that had two different shelves on it. That way I could cook meat on one shelf and I would cook my vegetables on another shelf. I also had a blender that I dearly loved. I finally burned it out because I'd had it for several years and I used it all the time. But on one side of the blender, say like, here's the blender, here's the cup, and then you got the base. On the base, on this side, on my left side, it would do like the smoothies and alternate milks like the almond milk and stuff like that. And then on the other side would cook to where I can make my own homemade soups. I could make my own homemade applesauce. Just anything and everything. And I could control the sugar that went into stuff. I could control the spices that went into it, to where not everything was full of salt or sodium, and all those additives that you cannot pronounce, that can't be good for you. But find creative ways to be able to get the fresh vegetables and fruits. I didn't change much as far as what I ate. I ate the same foods. I just cooked them differently. I made them differently. And my applesauce, oh my gosh. Think back, I loved the blender when it came to the applesauce because I didn't have to, the blender cooked it. And of course it's a blender, so it's constantly spinning. So I didn't have to stand there over a hot stove and stir it. It was great. It was fantastic. I got to get me another one of these days. But yeah, and I started like in March or April. I can't remember. I think it was March. Between March and the end of December, I had lost. This was the first year I had lost like 82 pounds. But before I reached out and grabbed God's hand, I lived in a rural area, and it was a short walk to get to the mailbox. But I had the darndest time doing it. I had a little small 10-pound dog. I couldn't take him for a walk down the road. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. And I'll tell you right now, I didn't exercise hardly any. I sat most of the day. Even as I was losing the weight, I sat, because that's what I did for work at home. I sat, and I did a lot of artwork and stuff. So it just fell off. The weight fell off. But I give God all the glory. All the glory. I could not have done it without Him. He immensely blessed me. He gave me another chance at life. Another chance at life. And I thank Him every day because of what He's done. You all have a blessed day.